What is super skills?
What is super skills? Super skills are luxury holidays, luxury family holidays. It's all inclusive. We want mum, dad and the children in the most spectacular resorts around the world. That's the key. And the twist is their children, all their corporate group, being taught skills, sports by legends of the game, World Cup winners, 50 cappers, Ashes winners, Olympic downhill medalists, Ryder Cup winners. Imagine your children doing a year with super skills and going through that list. They will be doing something that no other children will ever have done.
Why are you talking like the fellow that presents the X Factor?
Because I'm hoping Dermot O'Leary... Actually, Dermot winds me up. Get off, Dermot. It's us. Get us on.
What, with your face? You've got no chance of presenting the X Factor.
Makeup.
Nose factor, maybe.
Good things.
Fine, the holidays, but what on earth are we doing here?
Well, not only are we doing holidays, but we do bespoke events for our clients and for new corporate clients in unique venues around the world, and it doesn't get more special than being here on the pitch at Twickenham, and we're having dinner actually in the changing room.
Fantastic. Now, what have we actually got coming up with super skills? What sort of diary of events?
Well, to put it in context, what we've done so far is provided 5 weeks of rugby training in the Forte Village. We're now stepping it up. We're now moving into different sports. To begin with, we're relaunching our website on December the 1st. On that same day, we've got a charity Christmas lunch that started as us inviting some of our clients, now has 500 people at Lord's. After that, we then get into 2012. We've got cricket in St Vincent, followed by cricket in Sardinia with Michael Vaughan. We've got rugby with us two and some special guest stars to be announced shortly. On top of that, we're talking to Paul McGinley. We're going to do golf in and around Portugal. We've got Franz Klammer on the phone. He's busy mates with Franz Klammer. We're doing all sorts of stuff, potentially some cycling.
It's starting to sound like Del Boy now.
Well,
I don't want to buy
we've got
a fridge.
to sell. Yeah, but buy a holiday instead.
Fantastic. Well, it sounds like we've got a lot in the pipeline. Austin, we cannot be at Twickenham and not talk about recent events in rugby. Let's talk about the World Cup. What was your reaction to England's performance and secondly the whole tournament?
Well, I think one word sums up the World Cup for England, and that's embarrassment, and that pretty much covers it. I think it's time for England to move on, use this as a sort of a bit of a scolding really for the entire game. The RFU I include in that, and it's time for us to all move on. Forward.
So the best things in sport, when you're here, you want to get off your seat, you want to have jump up and down moments. Wales gave it their supporters, Ireland did, New Zealand, every single country could almost gave their supporters a jumping out of their seat moment. I sat in my armchair for most of the England games. I crossed over going out there for the semi-final. Not at any stage did I feel excited about England, and that is a damning statement in what is entertainment, in what is top-level sport.
Okay, so easy sometimes to be a pundit and to give the criticism. If you guys are put in a privileged position and have to map a way forward for England, what would be your sort of map of the way forward?
Well, I think English rugby is about leadership. The RFU need to get that sorted out as quickly as possible. I think any business can't operate dynamically if you have to be answerable as a chief exec to a number of committees and management boards. That needs sorting. Once they do that, they can look at a new management team. Whether or not Martin Johnson is involved in that, I don't know. I do believe his coaches have had their day, they've had their opportunity and they haven't delivered. So I think Martin in that role will be looking for a new team. If he is the man, I do not know. But they, as Will said, they need to ignite the side. There's good players. We've got great young talent in the UK and in England in particular.
You could pick Youngs, Flood, Tuolangi Joseph, Sharples, Ashton, Foden. Names trip off the tongue. You'll throw another 5 into the pot straight away.
I wouldn't pick Sharples in that, but anyway, that's at the minute.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's loads of people to pick from, and that's not the issue. The issue is what happens to them when they get in the England environment, and that needs looking at. These guys need to be excited. They get coached 24/7 at their clubs. And really, it's only fine tinkering that they need to bring out the best of them when they walk out here.
So, Will, it feels like we're at a real juncture at the moment in English rugby, certainly at the elite end of the game. As we stand here, there's big board meetings going on. What do you think the result's going to be?
Yeah, very interesting. I think Martin Thomas will probably be persuaded to step aside. He's been chairman of the Rugby Football Union for a long time. He's overseen some very good times, some special times. But now the guy at the top has to carry the can. He will carry the can as John Steele did as CEO. He was a man, let us not forget. We're quick to kick people when they're down in English sport. He was a man who delivered Rugby World Cup 2015 to this stadium.
Are you working for the committee in 2015?
I am an ambassador for 2015, just to clarify that, make sure my integrity is maintained at all times. But the key is here to get a big hitter in charge of the CEO, in charge at the top end. Everything comes from the top down. Get a top guy in there who has this vision, then place the right people in, the guys in charge of commercials, the guys in charge off the pitch. Then he must be totally accountable for who he picks as his top man. If it costs money, get him in charge. If it means Graham Henry has to come and be an advisor, because I don't think he will coach again, get him in to advise the top guy. Wouldn't that be a fascinating situation where Johnson's in charge and Henry has his ear the whole time and saying, what about doing that? Then underneath, we've got to get some new coaching. Are you disagreeing? What do you think?
Graham Henry, you can't bring him in. I can't see what he's going to add, what he's going to bring. He was involved in coaching New Zealand through 2 World Cups. The first one, they had the best team and they didn't win. And they had the best team by a mile. Second one, they had the best team by a country mile and they only just won. You can't just come in because you've had a fortunate couple of months.
You can be an advisor.
No, well, I think
advisor,
he's
an NED, like a non-executive director.
No,
so John has the ability to pick the phone up to
he's not the sort
and
of
talk
person.
to him. He has the experience.
This whole advisor role. We talk about the RFU and sorting them out. The RFU is a business. The time of the old school brigade committees has to go. This place turns over £140 million a year, and yet its chief exec is still answerable to management committee. You just can't work like that. Yes, you're answerable to one board, but one board only. And they need to turn it into a business. Rugby's at its core, but essentially it's a massive business, and it's not operating like one. Without that flexibility, you're still going to get people around the world looking at the RFU and thinking, why aren't they doing things properly? And that's the current situation.
The key is here for the council members, you feel, who have fantastic interest in sport and have given huge amounts of their time over to the game. They have to hand over their power of vetoes, of blocking, of causing obstruction to the RFU moving forward over to the top guy, to allow him then to run to allow him to run the CEO, to run it as a business, to get in charge, to get the best guy in charge of the team. We can argue about who that might be. That small detail, it's shuffling deck chairs around the Titanic. We're both agreeing that the CEO
Titanic sank well. It's not probably the best example.
No, that's the whole point. Shuffling deck chairs, you don't get it, do you? He never was that clever. Shuffling deck chairs down the Titanic. Doesn't matter who you've got in place, it's still going down.
Exactly, but I don't want it to sink.
No, but
I want it to be on the HMS Victory.
That's in Portsmouth at the moment.
It's being dismantled.
Yes, good. History lesson, 1805.
So Austin, just bringing it around full circle to super skills, quite fun that you're investing in youth in some ways.
Yeah, it's good, and I'm sure there's people around the country that will watch this that think only wealthy kids can come on these holidays, but that's not really how we approach it. We've got lots of UK-based sponsors who like to do loads of profiles, like AEG, BGL. We did over 500 kids last summer around the country.
Peterborough, Sunderland.
Yeah, we got to see loads of great young players in inner city areas, and that's what we're quite passionate about. There's a lot of hidden talent in the UK, whether we see them out on holiday in Sardinia or in Abu Dhabi or wherever we are in the world, or whether we see them in Peterborough, Coventry or Sunderland or central London. It doesn't really matter. I just want to find talent and give them an opportunity to shine.